Hello, how's everybody doing? And we're doing another lesson. Not a lesson, but it's a table. Another table. Okay. Okay. So anyway, the only thing I want to say for this one, which this one is, let me see. This one is the table that says, saying God bless you. Okay. Now, the thing I want to say about this, which I mean, because now I'm in the habit of, I'm doing this like practically every day because I think about it every day, even when I don't post. And the major thing I can see now, because I can see when things formulate and the things that I learn, and when there's a big thing that I learn, and I can see something coming up right now, is this. Okay, this is, like I said, the table for God bless you table, and the God bless you table is a paranoia and a superstition. So it's two tables in one. So this is what I can see coming up now. I don't know how it's going to be, but it's going to be a big one. Okay. First, I want to say this. How can I come up with certain things? I want to say that if I can show you an example of, like, I'm just showing you example of how this thing works, how the tables help, okay? I'm gonna try and do this. Okay, let me see. Okay. I'm gonna try and see if I can. Okay, so these are just figures. Okay, now say, I don't know if you see these figures, but say if you see these figures, okay? These things are all over the place, okay? So you can't really see them if they're all over the place. But if you need them, you could just find one, and then you can circle it, and you can look at it, and you can talk about it, and then you find another one. But when you go over each of these points, that means that you can relate to them together, okay? And form something, okay? So that's how this thing is working as far as the tables are concerned, if you can understand. I just wanted to show you that it's very good to go over each point. And now the thing that's coming up, as I wrote it down, they act as if we have no history books. I'm sorry. They act as if there's no history whatsoever. I mean, like, no history. Like, we've been going through these centuries since the first century and before BC. And they act as if there's, like, I mean, like, we never learned anything, you know? Like, the thing I want to say is, like, okay, the reason why I say that is because the Jehovah's Witnesses came out, what, in first century, first part of the 19th century. They call that, what do they call it, the 19th century? The first part of the 20th century. Now it's the 21st century, I guess. Well, anyway, around 1914, that's when they came out. What happened to all those people when there wasn't any Jehovah's Witness? I mean, you got to think of things like that, and that's what's coming up now. But I don't have it yet, but it's formulating, I can tell. So they act like there's no history books, you know what I mean? I mean, even in the Bible, I mean, when I used to be a Jehovah's Witness, I used to say, how, you know, one of my points were, how do the characters, the real characters in the Bible, relate to the Jehovah's Witness? And I was trying to, like, find that, you know what I mean? How do they relate to the Jehovah's Witnesses? I mean, there's no Jehovah's Witnesses now. There were no Jehovah's Witnesses in the 18th century. Okay, because I know they call it 18th century, like if it's 1914, I think that's the 20th century. Yeah, I think that's the 20th century. Yeah. But I want to make sure, so I'm not going to make that mistake. I'm not going to say anything. So in the 1800s, I can say that. So in the 1800s, there was no Jehovah's Witnesses. So what about all of that? You know what I mean? Okay. Another thing that people didn't specialize in the Bible. Oh, and they act like people didn't specialize in the Bible. I mean, they act like there's no archaeologists. I mean, like, there's nobody who, only they know about the Bible. I mean, they act as if mankind has done nothing. Like, for instance, they're not the only ones that think, I mean, that know that the Bible is very important. So forget about their Bible. But what I'm trying to say is, since Jesus died, I mean, like, a lot of people don't realize, but when he died, they had a better system of transferring information socially than we do now, apart from our computers that we have. I mean, they did it like physically, like, I mean, in stories and things like that, which were very accurate, had to be accurate, but it probably was very detailed. So even after 100 years after Jesus' death, the people are going to know what happened. They're going to pass it down. Do you think the first century Christians who were so, I mean, I'm not going to say paranoid, they were very, I mean, they were into, it was like a movement. So you think that movement, which was the strongest thing in centuries, that they're going to stop telling their family and then their family and then their family? No. So after 100 years, so even after they find the scriptures or whatever, I don't know, those people are going to do the best to relate to the next generation. Just like we are. They're just like we are. Only we have a lot of technology. And when something happens, we want to detail it. And then they were the same ways. Even a lot of them didn't read, but they they still had, you know, word of mouth and stories, you know. So, that's another thing that's coming up. And people have been spending centuries trying to. And another thing, too. This is the last thing I have. These are things that are coming up because I can see it. They act like nobody specialized in anything. I mean, like, there's no specializing. Like, for instance, psychology, anything that helps to further life, further education. I mean, they act as if those things don't exist. So that's what I see that's coming up. So I'm telling you now. So just to get you ready, because there's some big things coming up, just like to me, like for instance, conscience was a really big thing for me. A lot of things even the small things are big things to me. So now we're going to go on to this saying God bless you, okay? And I have 3 songs coming out. I hope everybody just can't wait to hear them. But you know, it gets better each time. I told you I would not do a song if I didn't learn something, but it is a lot. I mean, like I told you, I practiced, like this morning, I practiced like 10 hours. I mean, I practiced the songs, but the most thing I practice is the it's like patterns. It's like technique. Oh, I mean, technique takes a long time, and I go over. I do not stop. I mean, I was walking and I was doing it because I was off today, but I do not stop. And when I learn something new, I do the songs. I mean, so it's not perfect yet, but it's gonna be perfect. So anyway, now I'm gonna do that. I just like shouted out to something else I was doing, and here we go. Oh, here we go now. Saying God bless you after you sneeze. I got it down as a paranoia and as a superstition as far as the contrast. For the compare, I have Ex-Jehovah Witness, Jehovah Witness, Ex-Jehovah Witness, and Worldview. Now I'm going to do the Jehovah Witness paranoia. Okay. Make sure I got this. Okay. So this is the paranoia. I know it was too close last time, so I mean I was all up in the camera, so I gotta be careful, okay? So now paranoia. Just to mention just the mention of these words make them stop and take cover. As soon as they hear God bless you, they're going, it's like this in their mind. Okay, they take cover. No matter who says it where, or where it is, at work, on the train, or whatever. I have never heard them make a mistake and say this. They never make a mistake and say God bless you. I think they would get this fellowship. And you will never hear them say a thank you if one should do such a blessing. You know, like if they say God bless you. Now, it's overreacting because now things, the origin of things, of everything, you don't want to know the origins of everything. We don't even worry about it. The origins are all over the place about everything. A lot of things we say, a lot of expressions, a lot of games, a lot of, nursery rhymes. So, that's why I have to say, oh, you know, I was going to say over excessive. Okay, can I say over? No, I would have to say paranoia. Over excessive. No, this one's not over excessive. This is paranoia. Because they think, that's why I said, because they just like stop. They just like, they react to it as if somebody's doing something wrong. You know what I mean? And that's sort of a paranoia, okay? Because they don't want to say thank you, and they don't want to say God bless you. But it's maybe a light one, but you don't know. So then I put down the Ex-Jehovah Witness. They want somebody to say it, so that they can forcefully say thank you until they get used to it. I remember when I left the truth and somebody said, I couldn't wait until somebody said, God bless you. And I go, thank you. And they will also want to say it freely after someone sneezes just to defy their former teaching. I remember I was at work and if somebody said, sneeze, I would say, God bless you. You know, it's like, oh, I can say that now. I'm free. The worldview, most don't know about this paranoia. Now, the superstitious part for the Jehovah's Witness. They say that it came from people thinking, listen to this one, okay? Because just like they are intricate and very detailed, I made this one very detailed, just like they are. Okay, they say it came from people thinking that bad spirits leave you when you say God bless you. So now, as an ex-Jehovah Witness, I can see that they don't want their bad spirits to leave them. So that would really be a superstition. Okay, I'll read that one over again. They say that it came from people thinking that bad spirits leave you when you say God bless you. So now, as an ex-Jehovah Witness, I could see that they don't want their bad spirits to leave them. So that would really be a superstition. Okay, so you see what I mean? And not just that, but they're saying God bless you. I mean, like, God bless you? I mean, it's like, sounds nice. It doesn't sound like they're. Then the thing about it is that they're saying God bless you because the spirits love you when you sneeze. So you can say God bless you. I mean, that's great. They're saying like great. You know, the bad spirits love you. And the Jehovah's Witnesses are saying, don't say it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they want, you know? That's what it says. Okay, now the ex-Jehovah's Witness, they don't care. There are so many of their teachings as a Jehovah's Witness that they just throw a lot of things away that they don't have to worry about. They have too many other things to worry about. Worldview. They most likely will not be familiar with this. And that's it. And let's see what the next one is. That one was a fun one because of the superstitious part. Okay, so here we go. The next one is Scriptures book. Oh no, that one's gonna be so hard. The Scriptures book is next. The Scriptures book is next, so it might be a big one. I have to do a lot of work on the Scriptures one. Okay. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing fine. Today I have my day off. And now I look forward to tomorrow. But thank you for staying in there with me. And I'm going to use the quote again from Galaxy Quest. Never give up, never surrender. Never give up, never surrender.